Unlike last Father's Day, one dad in a small town 20 minutes northwest of Oshkosh didn't get up at 3:45 this morning to do thousands of push-ups. The extreme challenge he took on just over a year ago has not only changed his life, but more importantly, created a stronger bond with his children and will assist families of fallen first responders. Our Sunday morning spotlight is shining on Nate Carroll and his 1.5 million push-up challenge. In the village of Winneconne, a small town that celebrates sovereign state days, marking the summer of 1967 when, in jest, it tried to secede from the state after the town's name was inadvertently left off the Wisconsin road map. Patriotism abounds.
This is a flag that was at my grandfather's funeral. He died a couple years ago and he was a World War II veteran.
Especially in Nate Carroll's home, where there's a love of family.
My job as a father is so important, and I just want, I love my kids dearly.
Pride in community, country, and respect for those who protect it.
I just want them to be aware of the impact that many people have in their lives.
On June 14th, we started the 1.5 million push-up challenge.
To drive home that message in not only words but actions,
I'm going to do some push-ups.
On Flag Day of 2020, this father of three set off on a 365-day test of mind, body, and spirit.
I'm just thinking about the work that the first responders do, my kids.
Nate's goal was to break the world record for push-ups completed in 1 year's time, and in doing so, raise money for a group that supports families of fallen first responders.
This foundation is pretty dear to my heart.
And serve as a role model for his children.
I wanted this to be an opportunity for them to witness up close what goals that most people would say impossible look like when you break them down into small, manageable daily chunks.
1.
But how do you keep those daily chunks small and manageable while averaging 4,111 push-ups every day? For starters, you get up well before sunrise.
I get up at 3:45 and I'm on the floor by 4 o'clock, and I got to get my 60 sets. And if I got those 60 sets in, it gave me about 2,000, a little over 2,000 push-ups.
All right, 1.4 million push-ups in the book.
I knew that I could weave the rest of the push-ups into my day.
Which meant getting on all fours, wherever, whenever, in his yard while mowing the lawn, at the office at the mental health facility in nearby Oshkosh where Carroll works as a social worker, at sporting events, even church.
I do the recording up in the balconies, so sometimes it's you get a little downtime. I'd knock out a few push-ups there. So
Crank up some push-ups.
Nate is no stranger to endurance challenges. This former Marine Corps reservist completed 1 million push-ups in 2019 to honor law enforcement officers.
Are you a police officer?
Retired.
And has done Ironmans and other extreme competitions. Many people raise money for charities by
Thank you for your service.
running, walking, bicycling. Why push-ups?
oftentimes we find ourselves in situations in life where we have to push ourselves up off the floor. And for me, the push-up is kind of representative of that. I mean, we hit the floor sometimes, and it takes our own strength, our own ability to kind of get ourselves up off the floor.
It's a metaphor Carroll took with him on the road.
The map represents places where we've sent letters or expressed some gratitude.
From the home of the Packers to as far away as the Rocky Mountains.
And I'm going to do a set of push-ups here at the fire station in honor of all of the police and firefighters that work this community.
And Great Plains.
Thank you to all the police officers, firefighters, EMT that work the streets and the communities of South Dakota.
The journey was equal parts backbreaking and breathtaking.
So we're going to just kind of show the landscape here.
Filled with both solitary and shared experiences.
Oftentimes my kids will watch me do push-ups and count my push-ups for me and sign the logbook.
Carroll's push-up challenge has raised more than $40,000 for a foundation that assists families of first responders killed in the line of duty who leave behind young children, including the family of fallen Appleton firefighter Mitch Lungard.
This foundation, they pay off mortgages and they support our heroes all across the United States. But right here in the Valley, they actually touched that family and paid off that mortgage for his wife and his 3 young boys. This was a shirt that they made me for the push-through challenge.
The Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation is named after a New York City firefighter who died in the September 11th attacks. It was only fitting that Carol set the record during halftime of a football game between New York City police and firefighters at MetLife Stadium.
9, 10, 11. Ladies and gentlemen, a new Guinness World Record.
The final 20 push-ups done in sets of 9 and 11, completed 2 weeks ago today.
10, 11.
And then last Sunday, on his 46th birthday and a day before our visit to his Winneconne home, Nate Carroll wrapped up his year-long challenge, as always recording the push-ups on camera.
1,506,911 push-ups over the course of the last 365 days to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
And entering the results into his record book in the living room where it all began.
This was it yesterday. This was the final total.
9/11 is symbolic, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it really represents the first responders that rushed those towers and went in to save people, and many of them did make it back.
Carol's grandfather did make it back from World War II. The Stars and Stripes presented at his funeral, a Father's Day reminder of service and sacrifice that spans the generations.
It's something that's sat encased here that was with me every day while doing my push-ups, so it's pretty meaningful.
As is a tattered American flag Carol found on a roadside at the beginning of this dad's grueling but rewarding push-up challenge.
I kind of put there as a reminder that even though we're getting a little bit older and maybe a little tattered, we still have a lot that we can accomplish and mean a lot to other people. I want to say thank you to my family, especially Charlie, Louie, and Millie. Push through. I hope this experience has been meaningful, and you can look back at the things that we've talked about and we've learned and we've experienced and realize that your goals are possible.
This was as much about them as it was you, obviously first responders.
Yeah, I mean, it was way more about them and the first responders, and I was just a guy doing the push-ups, but the impact that it has, I hope, will carry on for years to come.
What a great song.
You'll find